John, does the administration agree with the UN Secretary General's statement today that the Hamas attacks, quote, did not happen in a vacuum?
I don't know what he meant by that, so I'm not.
I can read you
I'm not sure. I didn't see the comments, and I'm not sure what the context is.
He said that it's important to recognize the attacks by Hamas did not happen in a vacuum. The Palestinian people have been subjected to 56 years of suffocating occupation. They've seen their land steadily devoured by settlements, plagued by violence. It goes on. That statement infuriated a lot of Israelis. I want to know if the administration disagrees with what he said.
The president has spoken very clearly, and I think very forcefully, on who's to blame here for October 7th. It's Hamas. It's not the Israelis. It's not the innocent Israeli people that were slaughtered going to a music festival. It was Hamas. They planned this thing for many months, maybe even as long as a year. Hamas is to blame. Hamas is to blame.
On that note, is the assessment still the same that Iran did not directly play a role in this attack? Because you had Senator Blumenthal saying over the weekend.
I never said that Iran did not play a role. What we've said, and there's been no change, what we said, Jacqui, is Iran is certainly complicit here. Without them, there is no Hamas. Without them, there's no Hezbollah. Without them, there's no militia groups firing rockets at our troops in Iraq and Syria. And as I said yesterday up here, we recognize Iran's monitoring all these events, and in some cases, they're encouraging some of these attacks. No question about it. Now,
Do they encourage this event?
You talk about October 7th.
Yes.
We still haven't seen any direct, specific intelligence that says they were witting or participating or directing the attacks of October 7th. But as I said, broadly complicit, no question about that. And I'm sure that our Israeli counterparts will, in due time, take a harder look at the intelligence picture and what might have been missed, what gaps there were, but I'll let them speak to that.
Can you just speak to the shift in language we heard yesterday out of the Pentagon? Last week, no one would confirm on the record that these attacks were coming from Iranian proxy groups, but then Brigadier General Pat Ryder said the U.S. holds Iran responsible. Is the U.S. taking this as a signal that Iran is, in fact, trying to widen the war?
We see that they are backing these groups, no question about that. We have sent a strong signal of deterrence. There's no indication right now that any other nation, state, or actor is preparing or imminently to escalate this conflict, but we're watching this very, very closely. And again, I want to be clear here. Nobody's turning a blind eye to Iran's complicity. Their support for these militia groups in Iraq and Syria, their support for terrorists throughout the region. We have addressed that through additional sanctions. We have addressed it through additional military force posture. We're obviously going to do what we have to do to protect ourselves and our troops. Nobody's at all turning away from that threat or their historic and sustained support for these terrorist groups. Thanks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.